Welcome to the MGM Resorts Summer League 2018 coverage from Las Vegas. It is our final game of the night here at Cox Pavilion, the Sacramento Kings and the Los Angeles Clippers. We've seen day 3 action show us some notable performances. Troy Brown Jr., Keita Bates-Diop, who was one of the stars out of the Big Ten over the last couple of years from Ohio State, and Willie Hernan-Gomez, who will have a much bigger role this year, minus Dwight Howard, for the Charlotte Hornets. As we welcome you on camera, Casey Stern, Greg Anthony, 3D Dennis Scott, who will do something during the course of this, our final game of the night. We've got a lot of stars to get into. Let's talk about some of them. And even though we won't see Marvin Bagley, we will see Harry Giles, who is a guy, because of injury, maybe taken lower than he might have been, but the talent level is much as high as really anybody going into the draft a year ago if you go back before he got injured.
Listen, prior to the injury, he was the consensus #1 player in the class, and but for those injuries, he would be, I think, even further along in his development. But that being said, he has shown a complete skill set, can put it on the floor, face up, post up, gives you energy and activity on the backboard as well. And I think he's going to continue to progress. In a lot of ways, this will be his rookie year, in essence, as they redshirted him last season.
On the other side, when you look at what you have with the LA Clippers, you have to begin again with Kentucky. We had Kevin Knox. Here's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, long, lean, athletic, terrific feel for how to play the game. And I think Jerome Robinson is another guy that the Clippers and their fans are going to be excited about. These are two kids that have a boatload of talent, just need some experience and activity and opportunity, which Summer League tends to provide.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 27 minutes in his debut here at Summer League, put up 13 points with 4 assists. We'll also see Sindarius Thornwell, good defender, who we saw a bit last year at the NBA level out of South Carolina. Here's what they did against Golden State just a couple of nights ago. And Jerome Robinson out of BC, one of these guys, when you talk to people around college, they rave about how underrated his skill set was, maybe because BC wasn't on the platform that Kentucky, Villanova, and some others were at GA, for sure.
Yeah, you know, in a lot of ways, in terms of what he could ultimately become, you think of what Donovan Mitchell did a year ago. This is a guy that has a much more polished game than a lot of kids coming out of college. So I think our fans are going to be in for a treat if they haven't had a chance to see him in person.
We saw last year's National Player of the Year, Jalen Brunson, in our first game of our trifecta. We'll get the 2016 National Player of the Year in Frank Mason Jr. the year before. By the way, you want to talk about it in his former backcourt mate, Devontae Graham, we saw earlier today as well. But how about Mason, the guy people wondered was too small? How would he play? He got some really good minutes down the stretch last year and played very, very well for Sacramento a year ago at the big level.
He really did. And again, 4 years of college definitely helped. As you see, Marvin Bagley being held out because of that injury. He has already showed why he was a #2 pick with how well he's performed here early in his professional career.
As Justin Jackson out of North Carolina takes the free throw, bringing the third member of our broadcast team, Dennis Scott. DZ, I know you spoke briefly with Bagley before the game. What did you find out in terms of his health, where he is right now?
Well, first of all, he had a big smile on his face, talking about how much fun he's having. And GA, you and I have been talking about it the last couple of days. He's just 19 years old.
Yeah.
So once again, he's ready for this time. Dreams come true. So now it's about staying healthy and getting ready for training camp.
Yeah, he's another guy. He'd actually reclassed, came out a year early, and that leaving early didn't affect not only his stock, but his ability to play this game.
Justin Jackson, he could do that, misses there, but lethal from three-point range in college. Offensive maneuver, but no good. Follow is for Vince Hunter as the Clips get their first bucket of the game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, one of the things you notice about him immediately is you see the defense from Hunter is the size that he brings to the table from that position.
And that, as much as anything, is what I think had a lot of scouts drooling, because at 6'7", with that long wingspan, he still has the quickness to be able to keep point guards in front of him, and a good feel for passing the basketball. Gets to his spots in the paint to score it. I think with time will continue to develop in terms of his range as a shooter.
You look at Larry Lewis, who is the coach for the Kings, Summer League coach. Here's Thornwell. He saw some good minutes at the NBA level a year ago. Off the miss, going the other way. Here's Anthony Brown. Giles, loose ball. We're going the other way for the Clips. Matthews finds Hunter off glass.
Nice finish there by Vince Hunter, who's come out with a lot of energy here to start this game for the Clippers.
Justin Jackson for the Kings sets it up. Takes the three, and it's good.
Justin Jackson.
Well, you talked about it, Casey, his ability to shoot it from range at that size with his quickness, man, what an asset.
Alexander with the effort, and Greg Anthony with the hands.
I got lucky with that one.
Get in
man.
there, GA.
I'm starting to
Get
feel.
a look at Casey Hill.
I hope this don't turn into where we can start getting treated like Jillian was getting treated in the last game, man. I'm not trying to have any more company in our area.
Jillian came by, as I said, you look at Casey Hill. Jillian came by and thanked us. I thanked her for just being able to survive. There's your Giles with a jumper.
You know, the thing that's so interesting about Harry Giles, I mean, he's still literally a step slower and not nearly as explosive as he was a few years ago, but he's still got a terrific skill set.
Vince Hunter, the turnaround, no good. By the way, with Jillian stepping out, we have Devin over there. So DZ, keep an eye on Devin and get in there. Make sure help him out if you have an issue over there.
I hope
Yeah,
Devin ready.
already put a little sage around here to keep everything away from him.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the jumper, no good. By the way, you'll notice Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with different color shoes. Is that?
That's what the kids do nowadays.
That's what
man.
they do nowadays.
Yeah. They call that being flossy.
There you go, right? Give me what now?
Being flossy.
Flossy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Don't worry, there ain't nobody gonna accuse you of that.
No, I
Casey. You ain't
got
got nothing to worry about.
I got dad jokes. Number
36, Reggie Upshaw.
My three kids not old enough to wear those different colored shoes yet.
No, they sell those in kid size.
Oh, do they?
No, they really do. Yeah. They're very popular, actually.
It's Justin Jackson working on Thornwell, one-handed floater, no good. Rebound to the Clippers. Thornwell will find Gilgeous-Alexander, who will run the break. Guarded by Frank Mason Jr. Turn around, find Thornwell from deep. It's no good. Rebound to the Kings. Long distance pass, Jackson. Pass inside, Giles again trying to show the touch, and again.
I mean, his mid-range is on point, and he's already shown here too the ability to stretch it from beyond, but that's going to be quite a duo, he and Marvin Bagley, if Harry Giles continues to stay healthy and improve as a player.
Push off or not, wide open for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Another guy who, because of all of that talent that Coach Cal has at Kentucky, you just never really saw anybody's full potential. You saw Knox in that first game, and you never got to see one guy be so demonstrative because they had so many different talents and guys on the floor at one time.
But to their credit and Coach Calipari's and really our league, you know, they were still able to evaluate them and appreciate their skill set because they're playing winning basketball. Learning how to play with other great players is a big part of becoming a great player yourself.
I hear, by the way, this I think somebody just said Zach Auguste's birthday. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday, young fella.
Happy birthday. A couple years shy of Greg Anthony.
Just 2 or 3.
Just a couple.
With a 0
Yeah.
on the end of that.
Clippers down 5 early, just getting going. Our final game of day 3 here at Cox Pavilion. All 30 teams for the first time, 82 games full. Off glass, no go. The rebound and the follow. Third try on the turnaround. Thornwell off his foot. Clippers down by 5. Kings with an early advantage. As we step out, Justin Jackson finding Harry Giles with the touch in the early going. Clip down 5. Underway. A game where we've got a pair of 25-year-olds as of today. Grant Jarrett, Zach Auguste. Happy birthday to them. Halfway to GA's number.
Yeah, that was a good time at that age, wasn't the case?
It wasn't as long ago for me. It was only 15 years.
Yeah, but I like my 25th a lot. Mine was spectacular. Wasn't yours, DZ? It was spectacular.
3D's got 8 more years until he acts 25.
I'll be 25 for a long time. You know that, Casey.
Oh, man. Leave it.
You'll never want to grow up.
I know.
Growing
that.
up and getting old sounds boring.
No, it's not. Doesn't seem like a lot of fun.
You can't be a Toys R Us kid anymore, but you can act like Dennis Scott.
There you go.
There you go. Second free throw, no good. Misses both. Frank Mason Jr. will take the ball up by 5. And a foul on Juwan Evans.
You know, you talked about this earlier, Casey. A lot made of Frank Mason's, size in terms of not being that tall, but you know what? He's got that low center of gravity. He's got good quickness, and he is really strong. So his strength is like quickness because it allows him to get where he wants to go on the floor.
Looking for the extra pass, swatted away by Thornwell. That is his strength on the defensive side, so that at his time in college, opportunity in the pros last year. We mentioned Frank Mason and all of the accolades that he put up, and this is why when you look at Brunson, you expect him, as Mason beats the shot clock but the miss, you expect Brunson to have a good career because, like Mason, all those years in working in that culture and all that winning.
Yeah, and they're good players.
Oh, Harry Giles.
He said he's happy too.
Yes,
GA to be
indeed.
healthy again.
He ain't 25, but he as happy as the birthday boys. And impressive as well with how he's performing.
Call him Dirty Harry after that done.
Oh, my God. You couldn't wait to get that one out there.
No, I didn't even.
He probably
He was
wrote
saving
that
one.
Deez,
He was saving
he probably wrote that one down last night in the room.
I don't write anything down. Come on, man.
Oh,
That's mean
That's
right there.
dirty.
yeah. That is dirty. And you know, I love just the excitement that he's playing with. This is a guy that's had so much adversity with all the injuries through the years, and just to be able to play the game he loves again, it's got to be just a real thrilling feeling.
Desi Rodriguez at a Seton Hall with the bucket. Kings lead down to 4.
And Desi is a professional
Yes,
bucket
he is.
getter.
Yes, he is. Another guy who played at a good school. Him and that Angel Delgado, speaking of double-double machines in college. Thornwell the other way. Past Justin Jackson and a foul. Here's the pass to Harry Giles. We've talked about might have been the #1 overall pick if not for the knee issues that he faced.
Yeah, that's a career of knee injuries that this young man, in essence, had before he'd ever stepped in on the professional court. So unfortunate to go through that, but it says a lot about his character that he never lost hope, never lost his optimism, continued to work, and now today living out that dream.
Desi Rodriguez, by the way, went to Lincoln High School in Brooklyn. Stephon Marbury, Lance Stevenson, Sebastian Telfair, Lee Mazzilli, and our own Marv Albert.
They had a few good players that went to Lincoln, that is for sure.
Yes, he did. Here's Frank Mason. Left side, Justin Jackson. Jackson inside to the hole. It's good.
He's got a terrific combination of the ability to shoot it from 3, but a lightning quick first step there, DZ, off the dribble.
Juwan Evans leading the offense for the Clippers. Underneath, hesitation, second try.
Good job defensively there to force that jump ball.
This man, Angel Delgado, who we'll talk about in a second. Here's Justin Jackson. Angel Delgado, who's at the line, who's taking this jump here for the Clippers, is one of these guys who you want to talk about bucket getters and get rebounds. One tough hombre in the NCAA. Teammate of Desmond Rodriguez, Steve Hall. Evans, and a foul.
Foul on the dribble.
I tell you what, that spot is popular over there, man. It is like,
Fouls on Sacramento's number 36.
Make sure Devin is okay over there.
that's a good piece of real estate. That must be what it is.
Let me go check it out again, guys. Make sure it's not a magnet over here or something.
Juwan Evans to the
Make sure there's
line
not
for
something going
Los
on
Angeles.
over here. He seems to be safe right now.
3D, don't bend down too far. You get stuck.
Oh,
Be
my
careful
back
with,
is-
be
my
careful
back
with your
just got
Jordans,
stuck.
too. We
careful.
don't want to get them stepped on.
You're going to get stuck.
33 Cam Reynolds into the Kings lineup. For the Clippers, number 37 Hunter. 46 Jerry. Returning.
Juwan Evans at the line. Terrific collegiate career himself at Oklahoma State. Mason going the other way for the Kings. Lead is 3. Gets the harm and gets fouled. Not able to get the bucket in, but he'll get to the line. Not afraid.
Fouls on LA's number 0, Sedarius Thornwell, his first.
The aggression inside here, GA from Mason.
I tell you what, that danger zone is starting to expand a little bit.
I'm glad the other side of the floor got some action, guys.
Cameramen are in the danger zone all over the court.
This is supposed to be, this is our 3rd game in a row. This is only their first quarter. I mean, come on now. Mason hits the first. All alone without Dennis, but he doesn't look like he needs any protecting. No.
I think he's going to be
He'll be
just
fine.
fine.
He'll be all right.
You were talking about that Kentucky connection. Indian Gabriel,
Yes.
also a rookie here with Sacramento out of Kentucky.
Lead 5 for the Kings. Vince Hunter hands it off. Here's Desi Rodriguez. Floater's good.
Desi Rodriguez.
Mason runs into Rodriguez.
Foul on the backcourt.
Lead is 3. Let's introduce you to those who are giving us pictures. Here's Bert.
Flex on him,
Bert.
Flex on him. There you go.
There you go, Bert.
Yes, sir.
Fouls on number 19, Desi.
Who do we got here? There's Ross.
Ross up there.
Russ.
Ross, ain't nobody going to hit you, player. You good.
That's a bad shot they do.
You can be brave up there.
I guess don't miss your chance to see tomorrow's stars today at MGM Resorts NBA Summer League. Tickets at NBAtickets.com. Reset you here under 3 to go in the first quarter as Justin Jackson misses the 3. The lead is 3 for Sacramento. Mentioned before the break, couple of birthdays, 2 25-year-olds here. GA, you played once on your birthday.
Only once?
November 15th, 1996. 10
that
points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists.
Yeah, it's not a great game.
Vancouver lost to Utah.
Yeah, we lost to a lot of people that year. See if we were able- If they call block, that was a good call.
His first.
Well,
That was a
GA,
good call.
At least you had one of those birthdays where when you're in school, you look forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm a September birthday,
Oh.
so that's right at the end of the summer before school.
So you don't get them
I don't
extra
get that
gifts.
school party.
Yeah,
Come
man,
on.
that school party was the
It's the
bomb.
bomb.
See, I get lucky because I never have to worry about birthday plans because for 15 years in a row, I've been working the baseball playoffs, knock on wood, during my birthday. But last year, Shaq came all the way to the studio to give me on set on live TV a birthday cake.
Did he pop out of the
So
cake?
he did not. He handed me the cake and then proceeded to take a baseball and throw it at our set on live TV.
Oh, my goodness.
Which, by the way, no one was worried about because he could afford to remake the whole thing, so it's fine.
Man, his aim ain't that good either, so you should have been fine.
You might have been all right, yeah.
Yeah. Did he throw it from the free throw line?
No, he.
Oh, okay.
He- no, he might. I think he threw it better than he does from the free throw line. Gilgeous Alexander off glass. Second try is good.
Gilgeous Alexander.
Good strong move
2
there
minutes.
by
2 minutes remaining in the period.
Gilgeous Alexander, able to come up with that second shot opportunity.
Justin Jackson, the floater, not soft enough. Here's Juwan Evans on the break in transition. Deep three from Desi, no good. Rebound goes the Kings' way. There's Wenyan Gabriel, you mentioned him, takes the shot, no good. Back and forth we go. Gilgeous Alexander working on Justin Jackson, creates space, the three, no good.
See, this is another one of those games that it's a war of attrition, defensive battle.
I love how you put the positive spin on that with the defensive battle.
It's better than saying it's just an ugly offensive game, you know.
Right.
But look at a second effort against good defense, able to convert.
Yes. Take the positives. I get
Got
that. That's your
glass is half full.
The 2 25-year-olds who are celebrating.
Yeah. Add them up, you get 50.
That's.
See?
And he's good at math, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
it's that Ivy League of the Desert education, Dennis
That's
Scott.
exactly right. Dennis got some Ivy League of the South in him. He went to Georgia Tech.
We're the engineer school, baby.
Sorry, we got a running joke in our third game when we do these 3-a-days. I won't tell Dennis when I'm going to him just to make sure he's awake.
Oh, we had 3 good games today.
We did. Jumper is good from Cam Reynolds.
That was nice there.
Between our 3 good games and all the action we're getting on the baseline, I'm alive awake tonight.
Actually, this has been our most entertaining window in terms of the action and the level of talent and play on the floor.
Now, GA won't be here, but
Dennis
and I get Vince Carter with us tomorrow over at Next Door, where we get Ayton against Bamba.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. I'm going to actually, you guys are so lucky because I'm just going to go sit by my pool and have me a couple cold ones, but be wishing I was here with you guys watching Ayton. Oh, actually, I will be watching Ayton and Bamba and Justin Jackson gets that triple double. I'll be watching it on my TV, though.
No, I don't. That's nice.
Yeah.
Gilgeous Alexander with the jumper.
Right back at you.
Back and forth, couple of buckets. Shot clock and game clock just about even. Difference of about a second or so. Kings will hold it. Up by 6. First quarter that has seen Justin Jackson with 10 points lead all scorers. Shot no good, rebound to the Clippers, and that'll get us to the buzzer. Drafted last year as a sharpshooter out of North Carolina, Justin Jackson looking to take his next steps in year number 2 in the NBA. Good first quarter to help him get there. 10 points for the Kings, who are up 6, 24-18. More from Vegas on the other side. We continue with you here from Cox Pavilion, 24-18. Kings over the Clippers. Our backcourt here on set got even better as we welcome in the head man for the LA Clippers.
We were a backcourt.
That's right. That's right.
This is the Knicks, man.
I know.
Right here.
Hey, I'm aware.
But
That's
then
a Knick fan
but
right
they
there.
took
Oh,
hand checking away,
They did.
and then the forearm away. And
They did.
Then we had to retire.
Yeah, we had to give it up.
They would have disbanded all of the 90s Knicks teams in today's day and age. Doc, so give us a sense of, first of all, when you watch your team here during Summer League, what are you evaluating? What are you looking for from your players?
Well, you obviously watch the guys you drafted first, and then you just watch the team and anything else. So right now, you're watching Shea a lot. You know, he's the guy we drafted. Jerome's not playing today, and I love the way Shea's playing. I like him being a little bit more aggressive than he was the other night. He played terrific the other night, so that's good. And Tendarius is like a Swiss Army knife. You know, you can play him any place. He's physical, he's tough, and we love it. So
we'll take a quick break. You know all about TV, Doc. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Much more with the head man from the LA Clippers. Clippers and Kings from Cox Pavilion. Clippers, and let's start there because your team fought so hard. After the trade, you know how it is on this side. All these pundits say, well, you know what, they're going the other way. How proud were you of your group and the way that they fought for an opportunity for a playoff spot?
It was a great year in the fact that when you look at the injuries we had, and our team was injured the entire year, to be above 500, to have a chance to make the playoffs. We were starting G League guys for most of the year. Yeah, we still almost made it. It was a fun year from a coaching perspective. Yeah. It really was.
You just made that point. And, you'll hear coaches say this all the time. Like, they'll have years where the team is nowhere near some of their best teams, but it'll be one of the most rewarding years they've had. And that had to be that for you.
It really was. You had a bunch of coachable guys that played hard. I'm telling you, there were days where we were driving guys up from the G League, starting them. Yeah. It was just a wild year, but overall it was a lot of fun.
I think even though he's not playing, I think Lou Williams is getting buckets right now as we're watching the game somewhere.
He's scoring somewhere on the floor. I would say off, but I'm just going to stop there,
Greg. And Google.com.
Yeah. Well, you talked a little bit about Shea and how special he could be, because he's got a complete skill set, and then obviously with that size and athleticism, the versatility to play three positions.
He really could. He could be a point, a 2 or 3. He's got the competitive gene in him. He can really see the floor, and he's a much better shooter than we thought. And he'll obviously have to keep working on that. But I just like his intangibles, other than just his size and the skill. He's going to be special.
Doc, when you sit here and you talk about the G League, it's quite a difference now than it was years ago, because you're almost building almost like a minor league system. When you're trying to build a culture, especially now with so many young players, how important is that to you?
The G League saved our season last year, so it was really important for us. It's more than just that you're working with players, though. You're allowing coaches to go down there and work on your system. Then they graduate up to your bench. So it's more than, the G League is more than just players. It's the whole organization, and gives a lot of people a chance to get an NBA experience.
And, you talk about the G League. What gets lost sometimes is, in college now, you have a restriction on the amount of hours the kids can work.
Absolutely.
Summer and during the season. And so, in a lot of ways, you're going to have a better impact in terms of player development once you get them in your system.
You just want to get them in.
Yeah.
And even if they can't be up with the big league, let's say, they're at the G League level. They're being coached by your coaches now. They're learning your system. They're learning how to play, and they don't have to go study. You know what their job is, and I tell them all. You did 2 or 3 hours of homework. Well, we did at Marquette, at least.
Well, we did more. We did. I keep telling people, the Ivy League of the desert, you are here. You guys are in, this is royalty where y'all hanging out now.
But, their job, their homework now is basketball, and if they want to be an NBA player, they'll do it.
Yeah.
Doc, from coaching and dad hat, how about Austin and him getting another opportunity, and just kind of your thoughts on all that? Obviously kind of a different scenario than most coaches in losing a player.
Yeah, I've never, listen, I went and looked in the coach's handbook, and there was not one thing about how to trade your own son. I can tell you that. It was very difficult. It really was. Austin, he had a great year with us last year. And to give them up and let Washington get them, they needed the scoring and all that, that was hard. That was a hard conversation, and he made it easy. He was phenomenal in how he handled it.
Yeah, you talk about that. I was thinking, there haven't been many that have coached their own kid.
No.
And it's harder to not just your relationship with him, the relationship with the rest of the team, because he's your son.
Oh, there's no doubt. If he was the best player, it would have been easy, or the worst player, then it would be easy. Right. But he was right in between. But overall, it went pretty well. The one thing we can say is when Austin came, he was really trying to find himself. By the time he left, he was averaging 15 and 5. So we helped him and he helped us.
We talked about Lou, and I was about to bring up, I'm glad he's on the screen, Tobias Harris. To me, watching last year, he is one of the better, more underrated players, Doc, in all the NBA.
No one knows how good he is, and including me when I traded for him. He is a special talent, can score. But more importantly with Tobias, one of the reasons no one knows, he's quiet, kind of does his own thing and just plays basketball. But his game is a lot louder than he is. He's a terrific player.
You guys, for a few years now, kind of were the talk of Los Angeles. And, now you guys are going to kind of get the fly on the radar a little bit here for the foreseeable future.
And Rondo. Yeah, it's no doubt. What the Lakers have done is the talk of the town. and now we're going to be the team just floating around. But we're going to be pretty good. I mean, we're going to be talented. And I think this team, when I think about our backcourt, you think Avery Bradley and Patrick Beverly, who wants to play against that? Yeah. And then we have to score. We need Dal to be healthy. If Dal's healthy, we have a chance of surprising people.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal. But he will be. He's guaranteed me this year.
I hope so. He is a talented kid.
He is so talented.
Doc, obviously, long time doing this. Was there ever, people always ask, I'm sure they ask you, how much longer do you want? Is that even a thought, a conversation that you go on with yourself after each season? How much longer do I want to do it?
Well, I think about it. I mean, this is 19 straight years doing it, and so it's a lot, but I'm not ready yet. I love the competition. I love the fray. And, when you win one, you want to win one more. And that's my quest again. So when you have another life goal, you want to try to chase that goal first. Then I can come sit next to Greg, and we can do this.
Now, and he can work on his golf game.
Was he as high maintenance as a teammate of yours as he is as a teammate of mine?
Absolutely. Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
All divas are. I mean, come on, Casey. You should know that. My goodness.
Here's a look at the depth chart. You talked about the guards.
That's a lot of people.
Bring it in. As I said, here's your board.
You only got a lot of money, so you should be okay.
He'll be all right.
There's an underrated. Mike Scott, kind of an underrated maneuver,
Love
right?
him. He's another guy. Listen, you need guys that can put the ball in the basket. Yeah. And he's one of those guys. And obviously, Lou. Milos, people forget last year, he was injured most of the year. He's coming back. So we have a lot of players. We don't have the superstar. Tobias is knocking on the door.
You guys have I think you'll be better than you were a year ago. You were a good team, so you could be looking potentially at the postseason.
No, we're going to chase it. There's no doubt about that. It's funny. We're like in this transitional stage, but we can win at the same time. It's a good place to be.
Yes.
Obviously, one of the changes as we look at a nice pass inside and a second, third chance. Did a lot of that in college. Angel Delgado, I was saying to GA, a double-double machine.
They call him the Charles Oakley of college basketball. So I'm all for that.
Coach, appreciate the time. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, we got more coming up from Cox Pavilion here in Vegas. Summer League, MGM Resort Summer League coverage 2018 continues. Kings and Clippers, more on the other side. Take a look as we return. The big four for the Clippers has changed. Of course, CP3, Blank, DeAndre, who's now in Dallas, and Doc 4 times together in the playoffs. Failed to reach the conference finals each time. Chris Paul did so now, of course, with Houston. Blake, Detroit, DeAndre with Dallas, and a new look behind Tobias Harris and Lou Williams. The team actually fared fairly well, better after the trade last year. Finished over 500. Clippers down 4 here, 34-30. Just over 5 to go in half number 1. 3D, you've been sitting there on the other side with a bird's eye view of what's going on here. What stood out to you here in the second? By the way, this is on the lower third of the screen, says making sure Dennis is awake. So go ahead, DZ. What do you have?
Well, first of all, I just love the conversation with Doc because GA, Doc is one of the most loved guys in our league because he's a great player, now turned into a great coach, executive. So to hear him say how he's breaking down his team, GA, and how he's trying to surprise people knowing the Western Conference is going to be so deep, and you hit it right on the head. They were the talk of the town in LA the last 4 or 5 years. Now LeBron comes in, they're going to have to go back to being second fiddle again.
I'll tell you something, too. You watch down low, you see Harry Giles dealing with the size of an Angel Delgado. That is a banger in the post right there. Old school.
Yes, and that's the one concern is he's got an old school game in a new school environment, and can that transition?
Yeah, he's got that bruiser. He just looks like he looked like 20 and 10 back in 1995, right?
Yep.
Juan Evans looking for Delgado, finds him inside for the easy lay.
And that was a nice find there by Evans. Great patience. Allowed Delgado to get to the sweet spot and then deliver that right on the money.
Lead down to 2, just over 4 here in the first half. Final game here at Cox Pavilion for the day 3. Frank Mason to the corner. Jackson with the three.
He's got a wetter. Quick release, quick first step.
15 for Justin Jackson.
And the other thing that's really nice about him is the ability to play without the basketball. That cannot be emphasized enough.
Mason all the way to the hole. Nice defense. There's Thornwell, the Swiss Army knife. As we take a look at Angel Delgado.
The college, Charles Oakley, gathers, goes up and finish, and then Casey, this guy, just a quick trigger, catch and shoot. You love guys that can space it like that. Shooter's paradise, baby.
Leave it.
Needs to work on the defense a little bit. One of the great videos we saw on NBA TV was Kyle Kuzma getting mic'd up, telling Buddy Hield he can't guard me about Justin Jackson.
Yeah.
So the defense is something that he's working on for sure.
To see, if I was Justin, what I would have told him is he can't guard me either. Sometimes, DZ, the best defense is better offense.
Exactly. Go right back at him.
Nice touch there by Delgado.
I tell you what, Oakley can go. I mean, Delgado out here giving them the business.
Nice touch inside. Easy to get position with that size.
I like the no call there because don't reward a guy for being out of control with the basketball.
The miss from Rodriguez, and his college teammate Angel Delgado gets fouled.
You know, I know we have some college basketball fans as well, but you would have enjoyed as a college fan watching those two play together. They you know, because they don't look like they're going to be able to do what they do on the floor and be as effective as they were. But, man, I tell you, you look at them physically like, oh, man, we got them. And then they just go out and give you the business. And
Kadeem Carrington, who just also is in Summer League here. Another really good player from that team. Really good player. Put it in the hole. Feisty group. Obviously, anytime you got a Hurley involved, I mean, you're going to have, you know, a lot of that. Seton Hall. You always want to be careful with conferences because the Big East has narrowed itself.
That is. The geography has changed.
Big time.
In college basketball. I was unable to get that 16-footer to fall.
Again working inside. Delgado miss on the pass and a foul. Kevin Willard seen all. That's right. URI is really. Thank you.
I'll tell you what, Brown did a great job defensively of guarding two on that last possession. Provided the help, but also was able to guard the passing lane on that kick out by Delgado to come up with the steal.
5-point lead, just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Kings on top. Mason guarded by Juwan Evans. And a roll.
I tell you, Frank Mason makes really good decisions on the floor. He just does a terrific job as a point guard.
Evans, extra pass to the corner. Rodriguez the miss. Here's Justin Jackson on the break. Nice pass, and there he is again with the right play.
Yeah. Jackson and Mason working well together, but the Kings not getting back on defense there, and Clippers make them pay.
Rodriguez and foul in the open court.
Fouls on Sacramento's number 10, Frank Mason Jr. His first team spin.
You see there, you get a breakaway like that, somebody's got to be back in terms of floor balance for the Clippers or the Kings. Just falling asleep there, and the Clippers heads up play.
About a buck and a half to go in the first half. The Kings up by 7, 45-38. Our coverage on NBA TV. Summer League action continues tomorrow in Las Vegas on ESPNU, ESPN2, and the ESPN app. Pels and Pistons, Bucks, Nuggets, Brooklyn Nets, and the T-Wolves. And then it's the Pacers and Cavs, and Hornets and Celtics, all games streaming on the ESPN app. And the game of the day you could see in the middle of our three-game format, early evening local tomorrow, as the matchup for the two bigs from the draft. Mo Bamba, DeAndre Ayton, over at Thomas and Mack, right here, live on NBA TV.
job defensively here by Sacramento, just spreading them out, but terrific patience by the Clippers to not be rattled there and come up with the deuce.
Grant Jarrett finding the open man. Here's Giles, a couple of buckets in the early going. He slowed down a bit, still has 8. Mason finds him. Giles creates space, backs in, turnaround, and the touch, but no good.
He doesn't convert there, but you can just see the skills that he has. Very comfortable playing also with his back to the basket.
Jordan Matthews, inside, nice look for Reggie Upshaw.
Good finish there, but Jordan Matthews with a terrific find there on that cut.
Frank Mason looks top of the key. He's got Giles. Finds Justin Jackson. Duke to North Carolina. Jackson, jumper. Touch but no good. Going the other way. Here's Desi Rodriguez for the Clippers. Final seconds of the half. Alexander puts it up. And it doesn't fall. The Clippers keep it close, but the Kings get into the break, 45-42. Behind Justin Jackson, it is 15 points and 8 for Harry Giles to go along with 4 rebounds. So Jackson and Giles, Duke and Carolina working together to give the Kings a 3-point lead at the break. We got more from Vegas. It's NBA Summer League 2018 action on a beautiful evening out in Nevada when we come back.
NBA, I'm Dennis Scott here with one of my good friends, GM.
I'm Vlade Divac.
I was saying best for last.
We have to introduce ourselves. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Been a long time, right? And you being the general manager of the Sacramento Kings now, ex-player, when you're sitting in the war room, what goes through your mind when you're trying to build this franchise?
Well, you know, I like my team to play exciting basketball, up-tempo, a lot of shooting, a lot of passing, and I think, you know, my team that's going in a second or third year to playing together is exactly what I can see right now from them. You know, there are a lot of passing, a lot of, you know, opportunities for different guys and playing together.
Speaking of second year, Harry Giles didn't play last year coming through the injury. What do you like so far in the Summer League from him?
Well, I like Harry's attitude and passion for the game. You know, we were last year very cautious, you know, tried to go slow. You know, the kid didn't play basketball for 2 years, so he tried to do everything in one day. So he's getting there. You know, he shows a lot of potential. You know, toughness, very high IQ basketball. You know, so I'm very happy about him.
Does it feel weird, like when you and I played in the league, we had veterans, we were 23, 24. These guys are 18 and 19 years old, and you're throwing them in the fire. A guy like Marvin Bagley III, how do you like what you see so far from him?
Marvin is a very talented, you know, guy coming from the good program. You know, he shows. We had a summer league in Sacramento, so he shows right there that we made a good choice. You know, he's very, very athletic. You know, playing both ends of the floor. You know, having Fox running point guard, I think he's gonna do much better playing alongside with the Foxes. So we are very happy about him. What we try to do with our team is develop him slowly. We have to go step back, you know, going into college, high school stuff. You know, it's not in the NBA changed from the time we played.
And speaking of change, of course you know about it now like everyone else. When a guy like LeBron James comes to the Western Conference, it's already stacked. Do you scratch your head and say, could I have gotten that LeBron James sweepstakes?
You know what? Western Conference is so strong, I mean, in terms of the talent. So one more, not going to change much.
And one more for you. You have Fox, you have Bogdanovich, you have a solid backcourt. Does that give you confidence knowing the league has changed and the point guard position is really deep?
I'm very confident. I'm really happy what I see from our young group. You know, they're playing together, they're playing hard. Good things going to happen. We have to be patient, you know, and good things going to happen.
Appreciate you, big fella. All right, one of the best in the business, Vlade Divac. We're coming back here in a few minutes. The Kings up 45-42, second half from Cox Pavilion.
Welcome back to MGM Resorts Summer League 2018 action here on NBA TV. The Sacramento Kings 45, the LA Clippers 42 after one half, and We've had Kentucky connections. We had Kevin Knox earlier with the Knicks, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. One of the stories of the first half. What'd you think about his play?
I thought he was really impressive, you know. And Doc said it best. You know, it's not just about the size and the athleticism. He's got a really good feel. He's physically much more mature than most kids coming out after that one and done. And, you know, I thought he did a lot of positive things overall on the floor for the Clippers.
10 points in the first half. Justin Jackson also had 10 on the Sacramento side, or had 15, excuse me, in the first half. Gilgeous-Alexander working against National Player of the Year 2 years ago, and Frank Mason Jr. And a foul. First half numbers, and from 3, this is not necessarily NBA worthy. 1 of 11 and 3 of 10. Maybe the team that shoots the rock a little bit better here in the second half will begin to make a difference.
I think you might be right there, partner. Both teams did a good job of taking care of the basketball, though. Only 9 combined, but 23 combined free throw attempts from the two teams. So making the physical part of the game be felt.
It is not a coincidence. I get GA and Doc Rivers together, and then we get 23 free throws in the first half.
Yeah, man.
Where's O? There's Frank Mason. Missed the follow, no good from the birthday boy.
I think Oak's getting ready for the big 3.
Hey, let me tell you something. There's nobody want to go to the paint. There would be a lot less drives to the basket if there was still Charles Oakley in the world.
Listen, you wouldn't want to go in the paint right now if Oak was out there.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Even today.
No,
yeah,
no, I don't know. You don't even look at Charles Oakley the wrong way. Yeah, he could play today. Could he play in this kind of area? He could shoot. Let me tell you something. Charles used to shoot the open bucket a little bit.
He absolutely did. Listen,
He did.
all great players could play regardless of era because you would be great because of the era. See Doc Rivers there. Had a pretty good run with the game of basketball. Tremendous collegiate career and terrific player, broadcaster, and front office, coaching. He has done it all. World champion.
You saw next to, if you show that shot of Doc again, you saw next to him at the table, our guy MD, part of our crew, as I call him, the guest whisperer.
Yeah.
They used to have that show, the ghost whisperer. He's the guest whisperer.
Good call. You're making my life very easy, Casey.
Yeah, well.
MD gets it done, man.
We know you can't get up to go anywhere.
No, I don't have no connections anymore.
You know, and a guy on the other side of Doc, just a few seats down, you know, he had a pretty good impact on the game of basketball as well. What was that? He's got something to do with the symbol of the league. The logo? Is that what they call him?
They call him. That's his nickname, the logo.
The logo.
LeBron? No, not the logo. Gilgeous-Alexander off glass. The follow no good. Rebound. Off the floor to Frank Mason Jr. Nice look to Jackson off glass.
So that was a beautiful play by Frank Mason. Got the defense to commit to him. Created a nice little angle. Perfect pass and rhythm there for Jackson.
17 for Jackson. And again, I know their games aren't similar in terms of exactly being the same, but Jalen Brunson, you think about why he'll have a great career. You look at the smarts of Mason, as you see first the Hunter maneuver. But just the feed here from Mason and the thought on this play.
Yeah, they're natural point guards. So you see how he got Thornwell to commit, and then it didn't allow Thornwell to kind of show and recover there. Jackson gets the easy one. And there he is again, anticipating on the steal.
Went high off.
I'm gonna give him an assist for that. I think he was throwing it off the backboard, DZ.
Well, he noticed the defense trying to avoid the block.
No, I think he was throwing it off for the alley-oop. You know, that's how they do it nowadays. Kids like to do that.
For the high flyers, Casey.
Yeah.
Oh! Monster stuff from Grant Jarrett.
From Gilgeous-Alexander.
And that was a nice pass there from Gilgeous-Alexander, who's also got terrific lead guard skills.
There he is. Off the front rim. Jackson will take it. Transition back and forth, up and down here at the beginning of the third. And a foul.
Foul underneath.
Thornwell. 3D over on that side as we take a look at Jarrett with the stuff.
46, Grant Jarrett, his second.
Dennis, when you look at the play from a guy like a Justin Jackson,
Gabriel to the line.
last year with the Sacramento Kings, a lot put on De'Aaron Fox, obviously. What's your take on kind of now how this group looks with Bagley added to the mix, Giles getting healthy, and a Jackson who's growing?
They're getting deeper very quickly. That's why I asked Lottie, I had him at halftime saying that the team's getting younger as you add all this talent. So he's excited about Fox, Bogdanovich in the backcourt. You have Bagley now. He will definitely be a part of the rotation, not a question about that. So the question I asked Lottie is, how confident are you knowing this Western Conference is so deep that this young team, how quickly they can grow overnight? And we've seen it the last couple of years with young teams. If you give them the opportunity and they listen and learn, they go out there and succeed.
Pass up ahead, a stumble. Been that area, that side of the court throughout our games today. Out of bounds.
You know,
stay with the Kings.
DZ, that was a great point. And you know, for me, the guy that people I don't think appreciate enough is Bogdanovich.
Yes.
I mean, I thought, honestly, he was as good as De'Aaron Fox was. I thought he was the better rookie last year in terms of his game. Justin Jackson continuing to impress here tonight.
Bogdanovich, a guy who not only performed during the course of the year, but also at All-Star when they had the young players play against each other in that game during All-Star weekend, was the star and MVP of that game, and there's Bogdan.
And the thing to me, those numbers for a first-year player at his age, that's shoot 39 from three, 45 from the field. You see Peja Stojakovic and Vlade Divac. I really have been impressed with what they've been able to do in terms of identifying that young talent to try to set them up for the future.
And with that being said, GA, as Vlade walked away, he said, we're not talked about as being a tough young team. So Bogdanovich and all those young guys, they're tough kids. So they're expecting to try to win and grow overnight, not be 3 or 4 years down the road.
Second free throw is good. Lead is 7 for the Kings, 54-47. Under 7 to go here in quarter number 3. Final game of the day here at Cox Pavilion.
DZ, you make a great point. You know, that's the difference with the young players today. It's the mindset. They got that Russ Westbrook line. Why not me and why not now? Why do I have to wait 3 years to be an impact player? You know, they have the confidence and the belief in themselves that they can go out and do it today.
Gilgeous-Alexander with the three. He's got 13. Nice touch on the long-distance bucket. Here's Frank Mason. Underneath the corner, Gabriel the three.
Tell you what, William Gabriel's got a nice skill set. You know, he's a very good passer, makes good decisions, can knock down a perimeter shot as well.
Alexander continues to put it in. He's got 15 now in the game. He's shown the touch on that bucket. We always talk about the size, but he's shown the shooter's paradise a little bit here, DC, from Alexander in this game.
Very impressive. You didn't see a lot of that jump shot that 1 year in Kentucky, so I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
On the break, Alexander to the hole. Pass Gabriel off glass, no good, and a foul. The Kings are up by 4, 56-52, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the first-round pick of the Clippers, keeping them in it all by his lonesome. 15 points, including showing off from deep, and the touch on the jumper. Leave it, Dennis Scott. We're back after this. NBA MGM Resorts Summer League 2018 here in Vegas. Casey Sternberg, Anthony, Dennis Scott. Lead is now 3 for the Kings. Just over 5 to go, quarter number 3. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has had a nice showing. Done a nice job for the Clippers in this game. Just a couple hours after we saw Kevin Knox do the same thing for the Knicks. So Kentucky standouts showing themselves. Justin Jackson, the jumper.
He can be electric. And again, what I love about him, he doesn't play with it. You know, he doesn't need a lot of space or time to get his offense.
21 in the game for Jackson.
You know, watching all this talent from Kentucky, I'm starting to question John Calipari. They scored 58 points in that last game. DZ, what's up with that? 58.
Hey, might need a new system or something, right? You're getting all the players.
Speaking of Kentucky, there's De'Aaron Fox there. You know what? I think he wondering the same thing. Damn, man, how they only get 58 with all this talent?
I'll tell you what, you got to show him again. Can we get him a players-only T-shirt, DZ? We got to get it, upgrade his wardrobe.
Yes, we can.
Here's Desi Rodriguez, just too hard, but after his own ball, to his former Seton teammate Delgado, the extra dish. David Michinu puts it in. Nice extra pass from Angel Delgado.
You remember that first half, Delgado, and those guys did a good job of getting the Clippers some momentum and back in the game.
Jumper no good for the Kings. Rebound to the Clips. Here's Desi Rodriguez, guarded by Justin Jackson. Clippers down by 3. Only lead was 4-2. Back early first quarter for the Clippers. Here's Delgado. Here's what he did in college. The turnaround jumper finds a breeze.
I hope he didn't do a lot of that.
You could use some air in Vegas. Mr. Ivy League in the desert.
That was a little draft.
It was a little bit of a draft. I know that's good in NASCAR. I don't think it's good in basketball.
No.
It's good on like the 24th.
Well, that's about all I know about NASCAR, but I think you use that. We try to work in tennis. When you get to game 3, I don't know what it is like when you play back to back to back, but I know when you play from this side, the loopiness doesn't set in until about 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
You know, I was going to say, because we generally don't get a lot of NASCAR references for NBA.
By the way, if anybody sees Dennis, let us know. Dennis is leaned back so far, I can't even see him over there.
That's that Fat Joe song, baby. Lean back.
Look at him.
So you got to lean back like this and watch the game.
I mean,
you get a better angle.
Got a better angle, great view. I can get out the way in time in case someone comes over here again, like last game.
Yeah.
I love how you call this a strategy. It's all right. It's not like we're doing cartwheels over here. Delgado, Gilgeous-Alexander. Clippers down 3 again. Last lead 4-2. Alexander will get a chance to go to the line and cut this one.
He uses his size really well, and very good change of pace with the basketball as well for Gilgeous-Alexander.
Also Sacramento's number 34, Ike Arobu.
Longest name in NBA history. Previous record,
surprised.
Rondé Hollis-Jefferson of the Nets.
See, I don't think they should count hyphen names.
But it is a name.
Yeah, I know, but it's still hyphen.
So you're saying just individual
Because it's not a
names?
letter. A hyphen's not a letter.
It's not a letter, that's true.
So that's to me, Antetokounmpo. That's one name. Ain't no hyphen.
Largest name, yep, Jared Saltalamacchia in baseball. Be the longest.
Ain't no hyphen in that.
No, there is not. You just call him Salty, makes it easy.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I'm going to call him. That's too many syllables.
That's it. Gabriel finds Jackson, nice. The swing, but it doesn't work. Upshaw, the rebound. Juwan Evans to Gilgeous-Alexander. 15 on the shot clock. Upshaw. Clippers down by 2. Desi Rodriguez finds Evans. Cut to the basket. Off glass. No good. Gabriel with a rebound. The Kings will take it the other way. Jackson, we've seen that quick release. He's looking for it. Takes the 3. And it's good.
Tell you what. Young fella got a wetter.
24.
Shooter's paradise.
Leave it.
2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining in the period.
How about that hesitation there by the young fella? I'm going to just call him the hyphen.
That's it, young fella. The hyphen?
The hyphen.
What are you going to do with Hollis Jefferson?
Well, I never called him the hyphen.
All right, that's fair enough.
You got to earn that title.
That's fair. Mouse in the house. Evans on Jackson, who turns and fires and draws the foul. Justin Jackson with 24 points. A 3 as the Kings sit up 3, 61-58 over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And the LA Clippers We continue action from Vegas. Third quarter, Kings up by 3, 61-58 the score. Justin Jackson at the line. He's got 24, looking to match his jersey number, and does. He's got 25.
This is as good a performance as I've seen thus far in the Summer League. Didn't get the chance to see that 40.
Now, you said that 40 because you're waiting for me to pronounce Furkan Korkmaz.
Bam. You good.
Can I call him the hyphen?
No. You called him, what was his name again?
Furkan Korkmaz.
Furkan?
Yeah.
I'm going to just call him the fella.
The
big fella. He's a big, right?
He's first in the last 2 minutes.
I'm going to nod.
What team he played for?
Sixers.
Okay, good job. Good job. That was impressive.
By the way, speaking of Philadelphia, Zaire Smith jumping out of the building already, 3D. See, they cut you off again. They thought you were eating.
Frank Mason returning to the Sacramento lineup.
I had that game last night, and there was an out of bounds play, GA.
Yeah.
They threw the ball. I thought the ball was going over the basket. He came out of nowhere and caught it, and I said, ooh-wee.
Yeah, he got that next level athletic. He got that athletic ability.
That yoing.
Yes.
Between Kevin Knox and Zaire Smith could have a couple of slam dunk competition finalists.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised
future.
if both guys not in it next year.
Clippers down 3. Just about $1:15 to go here in quarter number 3. Teammate on teammate crime.
Yeah,
both are down in the backcourt right now.
We might have a double concussion protocol.
Wayman Gabriel is on the ground.
That was ugly.
Bumped into Jones's teammate.
Also, Sacramento's number 34, Ike Robu.
That was,
Down on the floor, he is showing movement, which you always look for first in these scary.
There's a timeout on
Get
the
another
floor.
look. It's
boom.
10-5.
Oh. My goodness.
We'll come back. Hope Gabriel's good on the other side. Just before the break, collision between Wayne Gabriel and Matt Jones. Both would get off and walk on their own power, and Jones would get up first, and then Gabriel, with some help from the training staff, it would be okay. Always scary in those scenarios when you get a collision like that. Able to laugh about it now, which is good to see. Gabriel, of course, another Kentucky product. (63-61) Kings lead is 2, just over a minute to go. We got our third member of our crew. Dennis, were you walking around to go ask him if he was okay?
I had to go check on Gabriel, and he's talking to his teammate. You see him smiling right now. He said when he first got hit, he saw a few stars, but he wants to go back in the ballgame. So,
yeah.
well, his toughness.
There are a lot of stars in Vegas, so he's not alone.
Thornwell, nice look inside for Reggie Upshaw. Clippers with their first lead since the score was 4-2 in the early going of this one. So again, for the third straight, we could get a tight finish. Clippers here up by 1, 64-63. Another look at the extra pass. Upshaw the finish. Doc Rivers earlier calling Sindarius Thornwell his Swiss Army knife.
Yes. Terrific career at South Carolina.
Yes.
Made it to a Final Four under Frank Martin.
Who is, by the way, one of my favorite people on earth, Frank Martin.
Yeah, good man.
Genuine. If anyone listening or watching has not seen Frank Martin's story of when he was sick and had his heart issue and that scare, go after our game, because we want you to watch our coverage, and go watch that piece. I believe that was done by ESPN. And bring some tissues with you, because it is beyond inspirational what went on with him. One of the real good guys in college basketball.
Yes, he is.
And what a program. And to your point, that year they made the Final Four with Thornwell. His defense ironically, a couple days ago didn't have him play, but Luke Kennard, who at that point was shooting the lights out, locked him down, shut Duke down, and sent them home.
Yes, that was an impressive performance defensively by Thornwell and that entire team. But that was quite a story, too, for South Carolina, who back in the day had a terrific basketball program, and obviously it had some struggles, and looks like Frank's got that group heading in the right direction in a much improved Southeastern Conference.
Juwan Evans will hold for the final shot. 7 and counting. Oh, the swat for Mason and a foul. Juwan Evans taking it to the rack.
Fouls on Sacramento's number 10, Frank Mason, his third.
Oof. He had bad intentions with that block. That was almost personal.
Juwan Evans to the line, shooting 2.
Evans to the line. Clippers, who took their first lead since early in the 4th, now just trying to get back even. Kings will have an opportunity to try and take a last-second shot here to close out the 3rd. It's good from Evans. Kings going the other way. Here's Frank Mason. 3 seconds, can't get it past half court. And eventually, too late for Reggie Upshaw.
No basket.
And we're right where we want to be. Locked up at 66 at the end of 3. Our final quarter of a great day at Cox Pavilion. Day 3 of Summer League continues from Vegas after the break. Raptors and OKC, Wizards and Sixers, the Warriors in action, and the big one, 9:30 Eastern Time. You'll want to be with us. Myself, Vince Carter, 3D on the call. It'll be Mo Bamba against DeAndre Ayton for the first time in Summer League action. Battle of the Bigs over at Thomas and Mack next door tomorrow night. Big finish here. Get underway in the 4th. Mason. Pass goes awry, and here come the Clippers. Thornwell, the jumper good.
He is a Swiss Army knife. He just does a lot of little things well.
Largest lead of the game, albeit at 3 for the Clippers.
They'll take it when the buzzer sounds.
That's it. Tussle inside and a foul. Did 3D duck out of the way from that one?
Number 1, Juwan Evans, his 3rd. Team's first.
And Sindarius just spacing the floor, catch and shoot, knocking down that triple.
43, Cam Reynolds, returning to the Kings lineup.
He's just got that, you talk about that old school game. He's got a similar kind of game.
And one of those guys who, when you look at the stat sheet at the end, will have a little piece of everything, right? Frank Mason looking for the screen, gets the switch. To the rack, the dish to the corner, and it's no good. Go the other way. That has worked a lot when the man receiving it has been Justin Jackson, who we'll see back in the game at some point. He's got 25.
And I'm actually wondering if we will, because we haven't seen Harry Giles anymore. And remember, listen, both teams want to win, but they also don't want to overextend guys that they've got significant investments in. He just extended the range on that triple right there, did Sindarius.
And to your point, let's remind our viewers that Sacramento, just like Utah, they've already had Summer League already. They've already been practicing 2 weeks earlier before they got to Vegas. So it's another reason why they're resting some of their players.
I just want to bring up that yesterday on our broadcast during one of our games, the lead was like 40, and GA was trying to sell the viewers there was a chance. I'm trying to sell them we're getting Jackson in here to try and put up 40, and you guys are ruining it and making it like it's not going to happen. I just want to put that out there.
But we ain't call you, and look who just checked in.
Yeah.
I told you he was going to play.
There you go. I told you.
Justin Jackson.
Told you.
For
He was
Sacramento.
21, not 40, but either way.
This is number 37, Jones.
You were close, though.
We exaggerated a little
21-40.
bit.
What's the difference?
New Yorkers exaggerated a little bit. Remember the Seinfeld episode where, they're waiting for 10 minutes online at the restaurant. They say they're waiting for an hour. 2 weeks. Which is about how long I waited, by the way, for 3D for dinner last night.
Really?
There's Harry Giles.
You know, I told you 3D is a diva.
I thought I was going to be eating breakfast by the time 3D showed up last night for dinner.
Deezy, who paid?
Last night?
He did last night.
I did.
Oh.
But okay, who
the night before, he did.
And he calling you out?
Yeah.
I would have waited too if I knew you was paying. You take your time, Deezy.
I paid the night before.
Yes, you did.
I know, but you didn't go to Tao the night before, did you?
No, we went Saturday. It was only us in the restaurant.
What, In-N-Out Burger?
I took him to Denny's.
You got the combo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Me and 3D at Chick-fil-A, which, by the way, is fine. That sauce is fantastic.
Yes, it is.
Lead is 7. Will it extend? It does. Jawan Evans. The Clippers had not led until late third since it was 4-2. Now on a 22-5 run, they lead by double digits. And it's been from beyond the arc. Thornwell and Evans put the Clips up by 10. It has been a shooter's paradise so far here in the fourth. The Clippers up 10 thanks to the threes from Sedarius Thornwell and Jawan Evans right before the break. Give him a 10-point lead with 7.5 to go in the game.
And guys, you know what's most interesting about this Clippers Summer League team? They remind me a great deal of their regular season team, their Winter League team. I mean, you know, a bunch of guys that on paper you don't necessarily see them having a lot of success, but they just continue to fight and persevere and find a way to be competitive.
2 of 11 from 3 in the first 3 quarters, 4 of 5 here in the fourth, including Thornwell, who's got a couple. Almost loses the ball there. Clippers will hold on. 6 on the shot clock. High off. Over 2 defenders. And David Michinu puts it in. Other side, jumper good. The Kings, Cam Reynolds.
And right now, it feels like Sacramento is out of it, but a ton of time left. And with how Jackson's been shooting, if you can just get a few stops, string a few of those together, and get him a few more opportunities, they can get right back in it.
Good effort inside, and there's going to be a foul. Loose ball foul. It'll be on Vincent Hunter. Here's the Michinu drive. On the birthday boy, Augusta puts it in. High arcing shot. Lead 10 for the Clippers, 80-70.
It's Hunter.
David Michinu out of France.
His third.
You mentioned
second.
Justin Jackson and the work that he has done. It's the efficiency, too. 9 of 15, 4 out of 6 from 3.
Yeah.
Good shots.
And some of that credit goes to his teammates because they executed well. That was all on him. That was a terrific finish. But they found him when he's been open in rhythm on several occasions, and combine that with his ability to create his own has led to a really solid performance here tonight.
Hunter with the miss. Kings going the other way. Down by 8, looking to cut it further. Just under 6 to go. Nice move from Mason. The jumper. In and out. Hunter the rebound. That could have cut the gap to 5. Here's Michinu. Drive past Mason. Loses the ball. And it'll turn go the other way.
Good hands there by Frank Mason to deflect that off of Michinu's leg.
To the Clipper lineup.
It looks like both teams are coming with the big guns here to try to win it. Watch the strip down right there. And you can see right off of that left thigh, Kings ball.
To your point, in the game, Gilgeous-Alexander and Angel Delgado waiting to come in at the next whistle.
Foul on tap.
Rodriguez looked like he was playing their football. They got a football team at Seton Hall?
I will tell you what, Desi Rodriguez, I think, is he is one of these guys who just does not, he went to that motor, does not stop moving at any point.
Clipper lineup.
Delgado back on the floor, his Seton Hall teammate. Frank Mason, 12 on the shot clock. Looking for Jackson. Good work from Rodriguez to keep the ball away from him. Mason on Jawan Evans. Finds Gives Gabriel the shot way off, and Clippers going the other way.
That was a bit of a wasted possession there. I'm sure that is not the shot that the coaching staff wanted on that possession.
Gilgeous-Alexander into traffic. Delgado loses the handle. Here comes Mason the other way. Going to the rack. And a swat. But the follow. Augusta, the birthday boy, after Upshaw with the block.
I tell you what, Augusta, that was great hands right there to retrieve that block and finish. And they have all of a sudden made this a two-possession game.
6-0 run, partner getting us to an 80-74 score. Off the rim. Delgado not able to finish that time, and here comes Mason. Chance for the Kings to cut even further. And Augusta no good. Delgado the rebound. Gilgeous-Alexander brings it up. He's got 19, 7 of 14 from the field.
I think that last one was Anthony Brown on that jumper partner. Didn't get that one to fall.
Yes, Anthony Brown, 38, that's correct. I know you were here for a reason. Ivy League of the Desert.
You got it. Much better job here defensively by Sacramento. You can feel that sense of urgency they're starting to play with here the last 4 minutes.
And that's two possessions in a row. Delgado's lost the handle. There's Jackson. Misses that one. Rebound inside. That's Augusta off glass and good.
Strong move here. And you know what? The Clippers might want an opportunity to regroup here if they don't get a score.
8-0 run, to your point. Here's Desi Rodriguez, guarded by Jackson. Rodriguez, crossover, jumper, no good. And the Kings a chance to cut it further. They're down 4. Mason will push it to the basket. Bump off Alexander. Not hard enough. And we've got a whistle. We'll go the other way.
I think they're going to get Frank Mason there, who's a little frustrated. Did a great job there to create some space for the little floater. Just kind of short-armed it a little bit and didn't get it to go.
We've got a great finish ahead. The Clippers lead has been cut to 4 with 3+ to go. Work of Justin Jackson, who's got 28.
He has been incredible in this game. You talked about it early, Casey, the efficiency. And again, I always emphasize this, his ability to play without the basketball, how to space the floor, understanding where he can get his shots at, and then he does have that ability to create his own offense as well.
Thornwell's hit a couple of threes here in the fourth. And he travels.
And then how good has the defense been from Sacramento here the last minute and a half, 2 minutes? They have definitely been playing with a lot more intensity to get back into this.
Kings cut it down to 4, about 3 minutes to go here in the fourth. Here's Gabriel. Justin Jackson. One-handed on the left side, no good. Here's Upshaw, push it up to Thornwell. So Darius Thornwell, the spin and the put in.
Strong move there by Darius. He wanted the foul as well.
That's 20 for Thornwell. Meanwhile, Gilgeous-Alexander in the lane. And a foul to stop him from getting to the basket. Thornwell with 20.
Fouls on Sacramento's number 34.
Talked about it here. Just didn't like the travel call, and this time he
team's third.
Does a really good job of just controlling his body and getting that finish. You don't think he wants to win this one? I think he was telling the official that was a foul.
Thornwell from deep, no good. Going the other way. Kings down 6, 2:20 to go. Frank Mason got 12.6 assists in the game. Guarded by the first-round pick, Gilgeous-Alexander. Thornwell, we know he can play defense. Jumper over Delgado is good from Brown.
That was a big-time shot there. It was just about to question whether or not he should take it, and he calmly knocks it down.
Anthony Brown with 5. Gilgeous-Alexander to the rack. Off glass, over Gabriel, and in. Nice bucket. Mason quickly the other way. Jackson calling for it, top of the key, gets it against Alexander. Gets the screen, takes the three, no good. Delgado gets the rebound.
That was a grown man rebound. He literally just snatched that away from Gabriel. Great effort there on the backboard.
Big defensive possession here for the Kings, down 6. Gilgeous-Alexander finds Thornwell, who's got 20. Turns over Jackson one-handed. 22 for Thornwell. The lead 8. 13 in the fourth for Sindarius. Jackson takes it himself to the rack, loses the ball, going the other way, Upshaw. Desi Rodriguez puts it home.
That is quite the response here from the Clippers. Just when it seemed like Sacramento had the momentum, Clippers respond.
Desi authoritatively putting it into this one. 10-point lead now under a minute to go. Gilgeous-Alexander will hold, they'll slow things down. Both teams know the way this one's going to end at this point. Gilgeous-Alexander, a good game.
I'm leaning towards the Clippers right now.
I would say these are the kind of bets you make, GA, the ones you can win. I'll learn that the hard way, or did. There's Rodriguez, the corner shot, no good. Elementary at this point. Mason, the three. Can't put it home. Jackson goes for the rebound, can't get it. Thornwell will hold on. The seconds will tick off. 22 for Sindarius Thornwell. 21 for Gilgeous-Alexander, the leading scorer in the game. 28 for Jackson, who despite the loss maybe comes off as the most impressive when you look growth from what we saw a year ago to what we saw here in this game.
Definitely a much improved player from a season ago, and from the Clippers standpoint too, terrific performances, as you mentioned. Gilgeous-Alexander and Sindarius, those two guys really kind of willed their group down the stretch to victory.
And you can tell why Doc, when he sat with us, loves Thornwell, because he kind of is the embodiment of the culture that he wants with his basketball team.
It is. You know, you look at him physically, doesn't overwhelm you. You know, kind of a tweener in terms of size, but he's got a big heart and a great ability to find a way to deliver whatever his team needs. Scoring, whether it be from the perimeter, creating his own offense, defensively competing. He was just terrific on both ends here tonight.
And you can see the intensity if you don't think these games matter. Competition is competition. Thornwell with 22. And again, you can't say it enough. Look, at Kentucky, you can't. We saw it with Knox, Gilgeous-Alexander. You don't necessarily know what kind of players they really are until you get them to spread their wings. And for Alexander, 2 games in, 2 really nice performances so far here in Summer League for the Clippers. Clips get the win by 10 over the Sacramento Kings as we throw it across the way to our own 3D Dennis Scott.
All right, thanks, Casey. Here with Shea G. Alexander. I like that.
Short form.
There you go. Talk to you draft night. You said this was your dream while you left school early. Now you have a couple games under your belt in the NBA. How you feel about it?
I'm feeling really good. I feel like I'm getting more adjusted to the pace and the style of play as the games go on, and I'm feeling really comfortable right now.
As you're coming down the court and you're trying to get your teammates involved as a point guard, how are you starting to see that?
It's coming along really well. A bunch of these guys are new. Obviously, I haven't played with them for a long time. But knowing which guys I got to communicate more with and stuff like that, that's coming along, and we're going to be good come playoff time.
Draft night, we talked about you shooting a jump shot. Tonight, you seem like you're starting to shoot with more confidence.
Yeah, definitely. Getting to that little mid-range pull-up is what I've been working on lately. And just trying to get better at that each and every day and work on my weaknesses and just turn them into strengths.
How much have you had a chance to talk to Doc Rivers to get you ready for training camp?
I talked to him quite a bit. Trying to get in his head a little bit. He's obviously had some great point guards, and I'm a point guard myself who want to be that good, so I got to pick his brain a little bit.
And last one for you, you still have that confidence to get by anybody you want to and get to the basket.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That'll never leave me, ever.
All right, appreciate you.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, guys. Shea G. Alexander brought his A game tonight. Back over to you guys.
All right, Dennis, thank you, and great work all 3 of these games from 3D and from Greg. Our thanks to all of our crew putting this together. Summer League coverage continues tomorrow. The Clippers 88-78 over the Kings. Day 3 of Summer League. All 30 teams, 82 games, comes to a finish tomorrow. A full slate of games. Every Summer League game televised nationally. We will see you tomorrow. Good night from Vegas.